Oh, here I go, changing my mind again. So I said before I wanted to head straight to Monomon, make some hard progress, but now I'm feeling like exploring this area to its fullest first. Why not? It'll probably just be a few collectibles that I end up picking up. Or something more, perhaps? This actually looks like it might lead back to Green Path, even though that doesn't really make sense given where it's positioned, I think. It's actually fairly close by. Oh, the Queen's Gardens, so that's the reason why it's so lush and verdant. And you are porcupines, and you are traps on death. That's actually pretty cool. Even now, the game continues to introduce new enemy types. So impressive. So what can I pick up here in the Queen's Gardens? What was that noise? Oh, it's the platforms. I didn't realize that. Ugh, those projectiles are awfully difficult to avoid. Hey, it's Bag Lady. How you doing, friendo? Ah, tiny warrior. Then you too came to test yourself against that traitorous tribe. A deadly bunch they are that roost within these glades. I'd once have stayed well clear of them, but your actions have shown me the truth of it. We must face down our fears, or be defeated by them. If we both make it through, we can swap stories of our adventures. I'd look forward to that. Stay alive, my friend. Whatever you seek in here, I'm sure that tribe won't look lightly on our intrusion. It's time. I'll face that fear. Nola will be proud. I'm trying to think, is Nola a name that I've heard before? I don't think it is. But I'm assuming it's someone that she failed to protect, and is now trying to own up for by being braver, or something. So it looks like heading further to the left will take me to that tribe, so let me just check what's up here first. Ah, it ends up leading back to an area I was previously. In fact, yep, this is where that one door was. And there's a shadowy gate on this side as well, I believe. Interesting then. That makes me wonder if I missed whatever it was that allows me to take these down. Because that, basically, this acts as an alternate entrance. If you come from this way, the shadowy gate doesn't bar you at all, but presumably if you have what allows you to break through that, you can get through here early. It's not the dream nail, is it? No. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, this is awfully suspicious. It definitely feels like there should be something here, but perhaps not just yet. Alright then, let's go take down that traitorous tribe. How tough can they be? I've already managed to show my pride to the Mantis tribe. Surely this new one can't be any more difficult. In fact, you know what? They actually look a lot like the Mantis tribe, albeit a little bit deadlier. In fact, I think I ended up I faced these guys in the later rounds of the 3rd Coliseum match. I mistook them for being part of the Mantis tribe, but it seems they're part of this tribe instead. Interesting. Oh boy, so that's why these platforms collapse. It's to make this a platforming challenge in addition to a combat one. Not entirely sure how I feel about that, but again, I have enough movement capabilities that I'm not really too worried. Oh wow, this actually counts as a new area. I didn't realize that. I wonder if that means I'll meet Cornifer here. Hopefully the area is not too large. I don't want to get sidetracked for too long. I'm assuming it's mostly just going to be like a straight gauntlet. Yeah, that's definitely the case. I'm glad though that unlike the Colosseum, they do actually give me some firm ground on which I can heal. Which I'm definitely gonna need. Alright, fortunately that challenge was not as robust as I feared. Hey, what do you know? How did you manage to make it this far, Cornifer? You must be one stealthy bastard indeed if you can make it past all these challenges. Either that, or you're also a great warrior. I'll check out you two in just a sec. Have you heard of Hollownest's queen? Apparently these gardens were once her retreat. Now some vicious types are crawling all over the place, and the plants have grown wild. As inhospitable as it is, I've enjoyed my travels here. Care to see my efforts? Yes, this'll help bunches. There's a stag station at the heart of these gardens. I would have taken my rest there if someone hadn't gone and locked the door. Presumably I'll need to make my way through the tribe in order to pick up the key. Oh! That was close. And here's the bench. Oh, cartographer. I'm assuming that's done for picking up all the maps. Yep. Oh wow, I'm actually pretty decent on my achievement progress so far. 40%, 21 out of 52. That's not bad considering like around a dozen of them are for doing like very specific challenges like beating it on the Iron Man mode, or beating it in under X amount of hours or with a certain completion percentage. Let's see, what do I want to do with my charm loader? I'm really liking the Shaman Stone because it makes the fireballs a very potent tool. Okay, at this point I really don't need money, so I'm just gonna get rid of Fragile Greed and Gathering Swarm as well. That leaves me enough notches for Fragile Strength and one other charm besides. Which one do I want to go with though? Or do I want to de-equip the Dream Wielder and equip another one? Let's see. I wouldn't have enough space for either of these focus ones, unfortunately. Lifeblood Heart. I'm curious what the potency of that effect is. So let me just try it on for size. Okay, it gives me 2 armor pieces. But Fragile Heart costs the same number of notches, but it actually gives me a permanent health pip while it's active, I assume. So if I wanted to go with more health, I'd probably pick that. I never did try out the Defender's Crest. It's pretty obvious what it does. Maybe this poisons enemies? Oh yeah, it's worth mentioning that, yeah, the whole yellow particle effect thing that happened in the arena was from... which one was it? The Spore Shroom. I didn't realize it because I'm an idiot. Let's see. Belda Shell might come in handy. Someone mentioned that maybe the reason I was having trouble with being protected by it was that it only protects you while you're focusing, while you're healing. And there's a little bit of a cooldown after you heal where you're still kind of stuck in that animation, and that's when I was getting hit. Still though, I could have sworn there were a few instances where the shell was clearly up, and yet attacks just straight up broke through it, like just single attacks. Maybe that was just me though. More iframes could certainly be useful. And Soul Catcher is pretty much just a better version of the Dream Wielder. Although this does also give me the ability to charge the Dream Nail faster, which may come in handy if I need to actually use that in a fight at some point. So many decisions. Let's go with long. I feel like increasing my attack range is a bit of a crutch in most instances, which is why I kind of don't want to go with it as useful as it would be. You know what, I'm going with magic so much, let's just go with Spell Twister. And let's check back by that grave over here, which appears to be that of children. Isn't this just the most intriguing place? So many discoveries waiting to be made. We're about to set off ourselves, though we can't seem to agree on which way to head. It's led to something of an argument between us. We really should stop squabbling over such petty things. Left or right, which way is best? It should be a simple thing, yet we're always at odds. Yeah, these two collectively are pretty much me. Let's send them to their rest. Okay, so now I actually have a map of the place, and yeah, as I thought, it's mostly a straight shot, although there are a few forks, it seems. So, so much for waking Monomon. I guess I'll be doing that later. I'm so bad with sticking to goals. That's always my issue with playing. Oh, I can't actually head here. Damn. Wait, if I can't head there, I guess I can't do anything else here then. Unless there's something over this way that I'm missing. Which there does appear to be. Huh. Given the layout of the room, I thought my progress was bulked, but there we go, that's the door, so never mind again. Yeah, as you can tell, both in my decisions as to where to go and my thoughts, I tend to be very scatterbrained. And that results in me, whenever I play any sort of open game, just being completely paralyzed with choice, and often end up taking way longer because I'm like, okay, I go this way, but no, now I want to go this way. And then doubling back and going back to the first path, and so on and so forth. As you've no doubt noticed when I played this game. I've run into quite a bit of trouble with that when I've been playing Prey recently. Which, if you haven't played it, you very much should if you like the idea of a very open first-person RPG aboard a space station. I did a little quick look of it if you didn't check that out. And it's basically System Shock 3 if you're familiar with that game. But yeah, that one is so goddamn open, and it just leads to me kind of half doing one objective and then changing my mind and doing another, and taking way longer than it should to actually make my way through things. I've also run into the issue I do with a lot of RPGs where I get a few hours in and then I kind of want to restart, just because I made a few poor choices with what skills I've decided to spec into. Things that seem like they might have been useful, but then in actuality aren't really all that useful. And that of course just adds more time to how long it takes me to get through a game. Never mind the fact that I'll likely play through the game another 2 or 3 times, just because of how many branching choices there are and how you can proceed. Alright, that's all that essence. Do I want to head left or right first? Again, here's that indecision. Right looks like it might lead back to the Fog Canyon and thus be a shortcut of some sort, so let's go with that. It also looks like there might be a sort of house over there, and maybe it's hospitable. It's worth checking out at any rate. You know what I just realized? This area is filled in with color, which means I've been here before. I'm trying to recall it in my memory, but I'm failing though. Ah! Now I know how to enter the Tower of Love. So, definitely worth coming in here. But yeah, I must have been here so long ago because I don't recall it at all. And I apparently just left these hunks of geo— Oh, I remember this place now. I specifically remembered because of this bug that was traveling through the water. Wait, no, never mind. See what I mean about me constantly being, like, scatterbrained with my thoughts? Yeah, no, I thought this was an area I've been before. I have encountered this bug twice before, but clearly I haven't been here before, given there's a one-way shortcut. Ah, it does, however, lead back to this place. And I guess that's where you're meant to discover that these people are now corrupted. Alright, so that's another shortcut finished. It's kind of amazing just how quickly it turned around from me just being completely lost and making no progress at all to making quite shocking amounts of progress. Yet another one of the fun little foibles of the Metroidvania genre. I'm curious, anyone who's watching this, what do you feel about the Metroidvania label? Because I've seen quite a few people mention their distaste for it, and I always wonder why, because I feel like it's a pretty apt title, but then again, I can kind of see where they're coming from in the sense that you have to be familiar with both the Metroid and open-style Castlevania games for the genre name to make sense. Otherwise, it's just a random mash of syllables. And thus, it's kind of a shitty name because it ends up being something of an in-joke of sorts. Albeit not a joke, if that makes any sense. Still though, I feel like most people who play video games are, wow, I'm doing really poorly here, are going to be familiar with at least the Metroid games or the Castlevania ones, one of the two. And thus, for most, the name will make sense. But yeah, I like it just because if you are familiar with the games, it immediately tells you what the game is going to be like. How the progression is like, how open it is, the fact that it's based off of like ability upgrades, that sort of thing. It's a very apt descriptor, as opposed to something like RPG role-playing game, which means next to nothing because, one, every game has you play a role pretty much. And two, the fact that the sort of general thing that RPG is usually assumed to mean about relating to like level ups and stat progression and that sort of thing has sort of just become a generalized feature of video games at this point. Like, it's rare that you don't have a game where you have some sort of level up or upgrade increasing ability. We're long since past the days that where platformers and other games of that sort were king, where you just had like a basic ability set and you never upgraded it. That's music coming from this little thing, isn't it? And it stops when you break that. That's pretty awesome. That's a nice little detail. Okay, so... well, let me take care of you first before you murder me. Do I head up or down? Up looks like it'll lead back around to the start, so let's check what's... oh, down here first. That was a rather nasty trap. Yeah, spikes seem to be this area's thing. Not a huge fan of that, but what can you do? What can you do when they come for you? I just can't help but get the feeling that I'm missing some sort of secret in this area. Okay, especially with this specific sound effect. I'm breaking gooey shit, presumably on the other side of the wall, so let me double back for a second. I just want to be thorough and make sure I didn't miss any breakable ground or like maybe a breakable wall or something. As far as I can tell, I haven't. Yeah, no, unless I missed one, like, way back. Why then does it make a gooey, squishy sound when I strike this? That's really weird. Must just be just a weird, random thing. Oh boy, this place looks like fun. Taking a leap of faith drop and immediately get hit by a spider. Yeah, that's my idea of fun. So this area... Oh, I'm actually just... Wait, what the hell? Okay, I am just straight up back into Deepnest, and did you see that little... Yeah, look at that. That one bench marker in like the roughly middle of the screen. Why the hell is it shaking? That's really odd. Is that a glitch? None of the other benches seem to be shaking. Maybe I'll have to return there and see what that's about. If I can remember to do that, that is. Okay, so I've explored this one before. Right over here should be the mask maker, I believe. I never struck them, did I? Does it know of the face that hides beneath? Such remarkable contrast the worm conceived. Well, that's interesting. Usually worm is used to describe a dragon when it's spelled like that specifically. But this is a game that mostly involves insects, so that's interesting. Maybe a dragonfly, perhaps? I have seen, like, smaller dragonflies scurrying about in the background in several areas. And as enemies in some areas. I think they were by the Lake of if I recall correctly. Okay, well, that was ultimately useful, I guess, since I unlocked a sort of shortcut, but not actually useful at the moment. Let me see, if I look at the big version of the map, is that bench shaking? It's not. I'm assuming that was just a weird map glitch then. It's weird though how it was that pin specifically, none of the other pins, none of the other bench pins that was shaking. This is going to be an ambush. Not a very robust one so far, I'll be honest. I say as I start to get destroyed. No, it's fine. Yeah, these guys really aren't that threatening. Even with the damage I'm taking, I'm not too worried. As it turns out, the spike dudes are some of the more dangerous ones. Just because of the area denial they cause with their corpses, I should probably strike those down. I was going to say so I would have an easier time when more enemies spawn in, but nope. These combat gauntlets have nothing on the Colosseum, that's for damn sure. So there's a stag station somewhere this way. Oh, maybe that's what the exquisite key is for. That'd be interesting. In which case, whoever told me that it unlocks something in the royal waterways was quite mistaken indeed. Guess I'll find out soon enough. I could have sworn I heard what sounded like one of those grubs as well, but maybe that was just me. Hopefully I didn't miss anything in that room. Is that the stag station, and it's just straight up a locked door that I can't get through? I was thinking it might be one I could interact with, but perhaps not. You know what? Let's double back and make sure I've unlocked a shortcut that leads back to the beginning first, just in case. I like doing that first, as you've no doubt noticed by now. Just to make sure I don't come back this way and end up finding my progress barred because I didn't unlock the shortcut from this side. Alright, I'm back here. Presumably I can open up that with like a switch or something. Or not. Alright, now I'm going further than I'd like, huh? I can't, like, break through that, can I? I really feel like I should be able to. But... oh. How did I miss this? Wow. Talk about being blind. Jesus. Okay. Now I have two different ways I can go. Well, that led back to the Fog Canyon, so... Hold on, was there a path down here? Yeah, okay. Where do I want to go? You know what, I'm gonna go through the path that I came to first, especially since this one of all of them looks like it would be the one to lead to the stag station, maybe? Well, maybe not. Here sleeps the traitor's child. Okay then, can I, oh, that's why it was gooey before, because if I strike the thorns, they unleash the orange goo. That makes sense. I, can't seem to do anything here, as of yet. Oh. Have I fought you before? Given I got a bestiary entry as soon as I killed one, I'm guessing not. I'm pretty sure they're quite similar to an enemy I fought in the Colosseum at some point though. Same sort of hopping pattern. Maybe it just reminds me of the broken vessel. That might be the case. It's actually kind of annoying to deal with though, if I'm being honest. Especially with the foreground elements obscuring my view. Seriously, why does that keep being a thing? It pretty much wasn't a thing at all in most of the initial areas. And really, most of the areas in the game don't have a trouble with it, but a few do, and it's just really infuriating because it just adds bullshit difficulty. You're more likely to get hit with something because you can't see it. And that's really not any fun. I'm guessing this was probably the queen. She seems to be dead. So much for long live the queen. Oh, wow, these guys are crazy, and piranha plant traps. Or pitcher plants, I should say, is what they're actually called. Yeah, wow, these guys are surprisingly difficult to deal with, even though they only take 2 hits. Although granted, that is actually with the fragile strength charm, so without it they take 4 hits. Very glad I decided to re-equip that thing. Secret. Oh, I thought there might be a secret passageway, but no, it's just a secret plant. Oh. That sure looks important now, doesn't it? Maybe that's the queen. How do I get there, though, is the question. I don't seem to have access from here, that's just for a quick glance. Let me just make sure that I didn't miss anything. It really feels like I should be able to head up here, but I just can't for some reason. Odd. Maybe one of the other pathways takes me there. Stop hopping, you fucks. That's really getting aggravating. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of completely lost at this point. This is, that good old side effect of the map not being automatically updated as you make progress. Okay, well that seems to be everything in... Of course. I really should have expected that. Everything in this room, yeah. Just another seal. Lost. Yeah, same, buddy. Same. I guess I'll just head this way. Ugh, these guys in their ranged chakram things. Probably one of the more annoying things to avoid. One, because they just straight up go through the environment, which is kind of a bit bullshit. I'm pretty sure my magic blasts don't. I'm not gonna check here because I don't want to waste soul. And they also have surprisingly good homing and stay around after their master's deaths. Definitely one of the more difficult things to deal with that is not bullshit. Alright, thanks for the soul. I'm guessing there's probably gonna be some combat ahead. Well hello there, friend. I'll talk to you in just a sec. I'm just trying to see if this leads back around to anywhere else I've been. It might. Oh, the queen is coming. I've been waiting so long and now she's almost here. I feel like I'm about to burst. I've kept it safe, the sacred garden. I've kept it safe for all this time. And soon the queen will return and teach me to fly. Shall we wait together, stranger? Shall we play together? Alright. Let's play. Oh my god, this guy's amazing. And surprisingly difficult to deal with. Oh god. Wow, okay. Maybe I should have headed further right to unlock a shortcut. Oh no, I'm gonna die here. Well, so much for fragile strength. God damn it. Seriously, that was really annoying to deal with. I think I know what I'm gonna replace it with. Yeah, this should come in very handy. Okay, didn't take too long to get back here, I suppose. Still, though, it would have been a much shorter trip if I had unlocked that shortcut first. Not gonna challenge you again just yet, buddy. Although I should stand a much better chance, even if my damage output is a little bit lower. Having that shield should come in very handy. I'm gonna wait to unlock you. First, let's rest at the bench. Oh, yeah, talk about shorter. I didn't even realize there was a bench here. That makes things so much easier. Head back through the passageway. Before I was under the impression that the Mark of Strength doubled my damage, but I think that was just because of how much damage I had at the time. Because it still ended up taking 2 hits to take down those tick creatures, even without my fragile strength. And that suggests that the bonus isn't quite as high as I thought it was. So losing it shouldn't be as big of a deal, and I do think Baldur's Shell will come in way more handy here. Not even just for healing, but for protecting me, assuming it can withstand his might. Wait, is he... Is this the secret? You just stay in one spot and he can't actually ever hit you? Oh no, that would have hit me if I hadn't protected myself yet. And it takes a while to get into that animation, unfortunately. This is definitely helping so far. Damn though, it's hard to... I guess I bounce him away, which is the main way that you're supposed to deal with his crazy patterns. Still though, it's not exactly the easiest thing in the world. I am able to mostly safely heal though, so that helps. Yeah, so I didn't actually get off the heal, but at least I didn't take more damage. It's like an insane game of tennis, jeez. Oh yeah, there we go, I'm getting the hang of it. As soon as I said it was tennis, it just kind of clicked for me what kind of movements I should make, and there we go. Way more doable. Oh, stranger, you're strong. Much stronger than me. I've been waiting a long time, stranger. I've been fighting a long time, stranger. I'm very, very tired. The queen will be here soon, and I just need to sleep a little. Wake me when the queen arrives, stranger. Perhaps the queen will teach us both to fly, stranger. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I feel kinda sad for Caterpillar Buddy here. Protector of root and leaf, we honor you. Alright then. So, I'm trying to think. I think I've explored most everything in this area. There's one path leading up, and then there's one path downwards that... I'm trying to think. I clearly did explore down there, but why did I stop? What was preventing me from progressing that way? I've already forgotten, which is kind of annoying. I'm wondering if I should double back there. First, of course, though, I'm gonna want to unlock this. I think this might be the last stag station, in fact. Well, I didn't get an achievement, so probably not. Little one, I found it, the stag nest where I was born and raised. I've yet to go there again. My duty binds me to travel only where I am called. But if you wish to see it yourself, I could take you there. None may remain to welcome us, but the nest is still a sight to behold. Give me the word, and we shall go there at once. Alright, well, I'll keep that in mind. Nice, so I now have access to yet another new area. So for now, I'm gonna ignore that little bit near the bottom left. I'm assuming I didn't explore more there for a reason. A reason that hopefully wasn't just me going, I'll check here out later. I'm sure I'll remember that. I do definitely want to check out this path that's further up here though. Because that was a place where I remember specifically that I was like, I'm gonna check out other pathways first. And of course, there is still that whole... the husk of that giant creature, which may or may not be a thing, and the resting spot of the Queen's Child, which will almost certainly be a thing. This is a fun little platforming challenge. Simple, but not too difficult. Enough that you have to pay attention, but not enough that you're likely to actually get hurt and thus get annoyed. Oh! I thought I took him down. Okay, so that's one area where my lack of damage is coming into play. 3 hits to take down these guys now. Oh, my progress bulked once again. What if it's gonna turn out that unleashing, waking up all the dreamers is what gives you the ability to break those shadow walls? In which case I really should have just woken up Monomon. Oh well, if that's the case, then that's the case. Can't be as bad as me missing out on the double jump for as long as I did. Ugh. It's annoying, they just kind of hyper armor through your swings if they're readying their attack, so I can't really stun them out of doing it, unfortunately. Oh, secret area of sorts. Not really all that well hidden of a secret, but hey. Damn it, I knew I should have been a little bit further up. Let's try that again. No, can I cancel it out of this? Not really. I can only cancel in the middle of the dash. It's kind of hard lining up where I need to be on the left side of the screen and where I want to go on the right side. Can I just burst through enemies, actually? I damage them, but unless I'm strong enough to take them out in one hit, no, they just end up knocking me out of it, damn. Might actually just be easy to do that, take a hit, and then try again. Yeah. Now I have one less thing to worry about. Oh, damn it, I'm gonna get hit. And it's annoying how you can't really break out of it until you're already a good way into your dash. Because as far as I can tell, there is no way to cancel it once you've charged it up, which is really annoying and I feel like it's a bit of an oversight. You should have the ability to cancel out of it. That way you're not forced to take damage if you do it in an inopportune location. Okay, good, I was able to attract him over. Oh, I should have stopped it a little bit earlier. Yeah, figures that after having a not too difficult platforming challenge, they give you a bullshit optional one. This is pretty much do it perfectly or start over. Wonder if I could just circumvent this entirely with a double jump. Possibly, but that might actually be less effective. Oh, that was close. Nearly get hit by the spikes again. Okay, I actually made it this time. So that's what? 2, maybe 3 grubs I found since I left Spend a Papa Grub, so pretty good about the grub collection so far in this area. Oh, I'm back in Green Path. I'm not sure if I've been in this part of it before. Nope, given there's a one-way shortcut. Though once our lands, a pale being lays claim to the caverns ahead. It may appear benevolent, but it does not share our dream. Be wary to wander that place. Pale being, interesting. Ah, damn it. Purely because I didn't come all the way through this way, I now can't actually progress here. That's kind of a bit of shit design. Like having this one here, that makes sense. It's a shortcut that you unlock from coming this way. But this one, it really has no reason to be here. That's just bad level design as far as I'm considered. I'll have to try and remember to come back here. But other than that, I think that's it for the area. It's hard to tell if I've left paths behind, given that it hasn't been mapped out. But yeah, aside from that... Oh, that's right, that little bit down there leads to a new area. That's why it was cut off like that. Okay, good thing I didn't backtrack then.